Anyways, I guess from here we can go into topic 3, which I'll hand the reins back off to Andrew for that.
Or no,
sure.
we'll,
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Nate
I'll do it.
So so like last week we did a user submitted topic from my list of random user submitted topics that we had. Today we're gonna do Fleurs. She asked songs. She wanted to know about songs that we used to hate but grew to love. I feel like everyone has those songs in K-pop. There's just those songs they first hear and they're like, wow, this is garbage, and then the more they listen to it, the more they like it. So do we want to do like one each, or do we want to do like all mine and all yours, or
let's do all of them, I feel like.
Okay.
Because there's probably gonna be dupes.
Oh, probably. I actually only have 4.
There
are 5 really.
Okay, so yeah. The first one, and it's kind of funny because like the first 2 are literally my top 2 groups. But the first one is I Got a Boy by SNSD. And I think the problem, so like this was my first exposure to the whole let's put 4 genres into one song. And like when I heard it, I was like, what are they doing? Like, this is a mess. This is a complete mess. And like I just didn't understand, like it was so different from anything they'd done before. It was like hip hop and like I just didn't even know what they were doing anymore.
Hip hop and rock and
rock
EDM
and it was just all over the place.
Like that annoying thing.
Yeah, and so I just like I don't know, I just hated it, but it's definitely it's a song I've grown to love a lot. I think I just got over that whole like multiple genres in a song thing, and so now I appreciate it for what it is, which is a mess. It's still a mess, but it's a mess that I love.
Yeah, one thing about that song is like the bridge where they all are wearing like that orange wig. I hate that they took that out of the live performances. Like that's like my favorite section of the song.
I'm glad they took that out of the. I hated the wigs. You kidding me?
No, the part of the song though.
Oh. I mean, yeah, I like the section of the song, but yeah, I hated the wigs. So maybe it's just like I really don't want to see it anymore. That's weird, just because I feel like that's the best vocal part of the song to be like. Yeah. It's not even close. So well. I mean, understandable because it's just Tiffany belting, but yeah. I mean, I'd say the song was. This is why I don't really like watch teasers anymore, just because I spammed the one teaser over and over and over again, where it's just like the. I thought the whole song was gonna be like that, and it was so weird to just see it like jump from genre to genre to genre to genre. So it was definitely taken aback at first. So I can understand not liking it at first, but yeah, I'd say it was maybe just because my K-pop opinion wasn't refined enough to the point where I knew what I liked and I didn't like, because all I listened to was Sochi. I'm just like, it's this or nothing. Or this, or because 21 was just like in the dark ages at that point. By the time this came out, so they weren't releasing music.
They didn't have anything out.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I like this obviously. So,
So next on my list is Dream Girls by IOI. And mostly
still hate it.
I love it. I love it a lot now, but the reason I hated it when I first heard it was because Crush was supposed to be their debut, and Crush was so good. It was
Crush is
so good.
Just imagine the start they would have gotten if they had Crush as their first single. Imagine.
Yeah. And then they're like, okay, never mind. Crush is gonna be their pre-debut single, and we're gonna come up with something new. And I was like really excited because Crush was so good, and then it like was just like pretty generic like girl group pop song. And I love that type of music, but like, and that's why I love the song now, as I've gotten over that. Mm-hmm. But it was just that, like, that disappointment at the beginning of like, literally,
Blue Balls, basically.
I was so obsessed with Produce 101, and I was so excited for this group. And then the first song was just like, this could have been so much better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do love it now. I've gotten over that, and I think it's still a good song.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. My stepsister, she like randomly discovered K-pop like a couple of years ago, and like that was the song she knew was Dream Girls. I was like, how the hell did you know IOI? Like
of all the songs.
Yeah, they're a big group, but like that's usually not the one that people find. Mm-hmm. Like they usually find like Fantastic Baby or and now she's like only into BTS, but like it's just it's a thing. Anyways, like yeah, Dreamgirls, I had a similar reaction. I didn't hate it though. I was like, man, it's okay. And then it kind of grew on me as I grew to like IOI more and more. So yeah, I can definitely see that one.
Andrew still hates it.
Yeah, I still hate it. So I have no change whatsoever.
Yeah. Next is a song you guys can actually track. You listeners at home can track my hatred into love of it, which is Love Cherry Motion.
Thank God.
Because if you go back to when that song came out and we did releases, I was like, what is this? Why? What happened? I'm so confused. And I did not like it. Just the random ass drop, like it literally comes out of nowhere. It was not expected, and I didn't like it when I first heard it. I was like, this I was liking the song. I was liking the like Carly Rae Jepsen like kind of girl pop song or whatever that's going on, and then what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
You could literally you could go back to the month this came out and listen to my reaction.
Dark Descent.
But yeah, and then you can go to our Luna episode and see that it's my number one Luna song. Yeah. So I don't know, like I hated it, and then when all of like Luna or when their other OIC or OEC stuff came out, I went back and listened to them more because I was just listening to them all as a group. And yeah, just listening to it more and more, I grew to love it. And now I appreciate its random drop out of nowhere, for what it is. So yeah, that's kind of in the similar vein as I Got a Boy. Like, it just like, I wasn't expected and I didn't know what was going on. I didn't really like it. But I grew to like it.
I mean, I loved it immediately. So I get it's another thing I can't really relate with.
What about you, Jacob? Any thoughts on Love Cherry Motion?
For me, I guess I liked it to begin with, to be honest.
Did you?
I think I did at least.
Someone go listen to that episode and then tell Jacob he's wrong.
You can go fact check me, but in my memory, I
you liked it.
Pretty much like the song, so.
Yeah. Well, I think like the reason I remember hating it so much is because it's my favorite song now. I'm just like, what was I thinking? And the last song, which there's a lot of songs in this category, but I kind of chose this one because it's pretty recent that I grew to like it, which is NCTU's Seventh Sense. And that's because, well, when it came out, I wasn't into hip hop or any of the hip hop type stuff that was going on in K-pop. I wasn't really into boy groups at all, other than
and now
Shiny.
You're a huge fan of Stray Kids and
Monster X. Exactly. So yeah, like I wasn't into that type of music, and so I just heard it and I was like, this just sounds like hip hop. Like it didn't stand out to me because I just didn't really pay attention to hip hop and didn't really like it. So I just ignored it, and I pretty much ignored NCT until Limitless came out. Like, and then Limitless, like I liked when I heard it, but it wasn't going out of my way to listen to it. But then yeah, when we saw them at KCON last year, that kind of jump started me liking. I think honestly that starting this podcast and forcing me to listen to it more, got me into it. But like that seeing NCT helped. But then when they had Seventh Sense on Empathy this year, and I like actually listened to it objectively again, I found I really liked the song a lot. And yeah, that's why you can kind of group a lot of songs into this because of that fact that I didn't like this type of music and I didn't like boy groups that much. There was a lot of stuff out there that I didn't really like. Like any of Big Bang's more hype songs, I didn't really like. I did like back in the day. I still did like their ballady stuff and their R&B stuff. But so I chose this one just because it's more recent.
Right.
But you guys both love Seventh Sense too.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it immediately. That's what got me into NCT, and I wish they went. It took so long for them to go back to that style, which is why I was kind of mad at 127 for the longest time. But as for my list, I'll keep it simple. I'll go over the image that's been sitting here for the past 15 minutes, or is "What's Your Name" by 4 Minute, because All right. No, like when I first heard it, because I was really into 4-Minute back in the day, and I'd spam. It's another situation where I'd spam the teaser, and then when I heard the chorus was just completely different from like the na 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 na. I'm just like, wait, what is this? Where they just like where they just repeat the line over and over again. I'm just like, this was disappointing. But no, I've come to appreciate the song a lot.
Also, zombies.
Yeah, random ass zombies.
So weird.
I don't know what the hell Cube was on back in the day when it came to those 4-minute music videos. They were so weird. Oh man,
it was a thing.
Yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing, definitely. But I mean, yeah, it's actually one of my favorite 4-minute songs now. Surprisingly. But I'm guessing did you guys like it immediately or did you not like it?
The only thing with 4-Minute though is like that was when they started using Brave Brothers instead of Shinsadong Tiger.
Yeah.
So like I liked What's Your Name, but then like the following singles I was getting frustrated with because they kept using Brave Brothers, and I was like, where is the sound that I used to?
Then they used Skrillex.
Yep.
Like, what the hell?
Hey, that's a good song.
I like Hate and Angry, but yeah, for What's Your Name, yeah, I kind of agree with Jacob. Like this started, I liked the song, but it started that era of 4-Minute where they were like moving away from the stuff I liked, because I think early 4-Minute is so good, like Ha like and Mirror Mirror and I My Me Mine and then obviously Volume Up is I think we all agree is their best song.
That's another album we have to add on to like, that's another thing we have to review.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Also, I've been listening to Miss A's discography, and we definitely need to review either Touch or Hush, because Miss A I feel like is like the forgotten gem of girl groups.
I
like nobody talks about them anymore, which sucks. So we need to review it. But yeah, okay. For 4-Minute, I liked it.
Next we have let's see, we'll go with Love Whisper by G-Friend. Yeah, this is another one you can actually document where I actively hated this song, but I don't know. It's just, it's not necessarily like I came around to the song on its own. It's just that for whatever reason, there's a lot of songs. The chorus
is so good.
Yeah, the chorus is decent, or like I have grown to enjoy the song, but mostly because it happened last year, actually, or it happened last year with Produce 101 Season 2 as well, where there's just a lot of songs that I grow an appreciation for because I hear it on Produce a lot, and one of these is Love Whisper, where I'm just like, oh, this is actually a pretty good song. Like, I don't know why I hate it. I guess I was just, again, I was really frustrated and bored with that era of her last year's G-Friend, whereas they're doing a lot of more interesting stuff now, but I still grown to appreciate the intricacy that they brought to it, just because it was, just because I saw how hard it was for, the two groups that did that song for the group battle, to just be able to nail down all those high notes, and freaking Nako killing that high note again is just sort of what cemented that song. I was like, hey, this isn't bad. I mean, I know you guys loved it immediately, or just
at first I was not like too high on Love Whisper. Then like 2 months later, I started listening to it because it was on one of my playlists. Or I was on a playlist that I was listening to on Apple Music, and I was like, oh my god, why did I sleep on this song? And now it's like honestly one of my favorite G-Friend songs. Especially Yuju's part, her vocals in that song especially shine, like even based upon like other G-Friend songs.
Well, I mean, yeah, Yuju's just the goddess of like high notes basically, which is why she's my bias now.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, for me it was more G-Friend, and I like G-Friend, so I was happy with it.
Yeah.
And to close it out, I guess it's kind of cheating because it's a Japanese song, but One More Time by Twice. Again, it's another sort of situation. It's another sort of situation where I was kind of bored with it, but maybe just in retrospect, I did end up appreciating it more just because like the instrumental is so catchy. It ended up being released on BDZ after the fact. It was released as its own single last year, but after listening,
I have that somewhere else.
Yeah, listening to it again on BDZ, which we didn't end up getting to review, but I really it gave me a newfound appreciation for a lot of the Japanese Twice singles prior to BDZ, which I still think another song I'd probably say I didn't enjoy at first, but I have grown to enjoy just because I liked Chewie getting the main vocals.
Of course, yeah.
Nope.
One More Time was easily their best Japanese song for me, and I love it.
Their best Japanese song is "I Want You Back."
Well, that doesn't count. That's an English song.
100% that counts. They did it first.
Song.
That's a CF. That counts. All right, that's my list.
So for me, I'll start off with one. Like, I guess I'll just go in
Was there no crossovers, Jacob? Is there anything? There was anything.
Yeah, there was one crossover.
Oh, there was one. Okay.
Yeah, so the first one, I'll just start out like I guess chronologically and then loosely go in there. So like to start off, like anything by Big Bang. Like when I first got into K-pop. Yeah, wow, no, when I first got into K-pop. Like when I very first.
Wow.
No. When I very first got into K-pop, I didn't really like Big Bang because I only. I don't know why either. Like, cause now I like.
They were YG. They were the enemy.
Songs.
You were you were a Soan.
No,
YG was the enemy.
It wasn't even because of that. Because I liked 21. I don't know what it was, but I think it was like their visuals and their music videos and stuff were like really weird, especially Fantastic Baby.
Early
and that
Big
like
Bang
threw
was,
me off.
Yeah, and early Big Bang, even like up until Fantastic Baby was kind of cringy. I could agree with that.
So I wasn't really like into that, but like going back after like I'd say like after like 2012, I liked pretty much everything by Big Bang. So, and it's not to say I don't like early Big Bang. It's like when I was first getting into K-pop in 2011, I was like just not into it. So going back to more specific songs, New ABO by FX. At first I didn't really
How
like
do you
that song.
hate that song?
Wow.
I don't. I love that song now.
How did you?
Well, because I didn't like the na 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 na.
That's the best part.
That's the best part.
That's the best part of the
it
song.
was just no. I just thought it was kind of annoying at first. Also the yeah.
You're just saying all the best parts of that song.
Cooper would probably smack you right now.
I mean, I like it now. It's it's actually honestly one of my favorite songs by them nowadays. But yeah, and then also this was just upon first listen. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't a fan of it at first, which is Red Light by FX.
That's another one that I forgot to put on my list.
Yeah, that one definitely grew on me. Like, I just had to listen to it like about 10 times, and then I started to like it.
I don't know. Red Light's just maybe it's just because I was kind of out of K-pop at that around that time. It just Red Light was it didn't click with me as immediately as like Hot Summer or New ABO or the other songs did. So yeah, I don't know. It just it just didn't resonate with me as much. So I mean, I don't hate it necessarily. It's just not a song that I go out of my way to listen to at the moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, now I would, because I actually really like that song, because I can kind of understand what it's doing. Like when I first listened to it, like it's so unpredictable and like strange. So for me, it was that same thing as like I Got a Boy. Yeah, it's just like it came out of nowhere and was doing weird things that didn't feel right.
Yeah.
But
then I've just grown to appreciate it.
Yeah. So for the next one, this is kind of a natural progression, which is it had a similar effect that I think Regular might have on me. Is that like when I first heard Exo's Wolf, I absolutely hated that song. Like I was like, how did they release this? How does this exist? And like nowadays, honestly, I just completely love that song. It's like it's just so fun to sing along to, and it's fun. Yeah. So yeah, Exo's Wolf is definitely one that for sure fits that sort of I guess I don't know what you'd call it, but description of hating it at first but loving it now. Another one is Mama. Like I originally didn't like.
What? How did it? No,
when I first heard it. This podcast. No, I'm not. Stop. You're acting like I permanently hate things. Jesus Christ.
How dare you?
No, I didn't like it at first. Like specifically for the like. Not even because of the Gregorian chants. I didn't mind that. I actually like that quite a bit. It was the screamo part with Kai. I didn't like that.
That's the best part. What are you talking
about? No, it isn't.
No, I agree with Jacob on this one.
No, that's the best part.
I was like,
I mean, maybe it's because I'm a Kai stan, but that was the best part.
I was like, hell no, what is happening? But yeah, now I definitely love that song, and this one was more recent, which was basically anything by NCT. Like I just after Fire Truck, they basically stained my
but you liked
opinion of them,
though, right?
Yeah, I did. I liked NCTU, and then when 127 came out with Fire Truck, I was like, "What the hell is this? What are you doing?"
I honestly I don't know anyone that likes Fire Truck except for actually no wait does Cooper like Fire?
I don't know.
No, I don't.
I don't think
we'll
Cooper
ask
does.
him. Anyways, Limitless was specifically the song I put on there because I was just so like mad about Fire Truck still when Limitless came out. I was like, I there's no way I'm gonna like this, so I just came with the mindset that I didn't like it. And then after we saw them at KCON, I was like, wow, this is actually a good song. And NCT 127 is actually good.
Yeah, that's why we call it the NCT 127 Come to Jesus moment, where like exactly. it's like seeing them live is just a completely different experience than just hearing it like on Spotify, or Apple Music, or YouTube.
And then lastly, what I put was basically anything by Luna 1/3 or its members. Like I remember when it was first coming out, I was not impressed at all.
Yeah, same.
Like it's kind of just like there's nothing sort of unique about it because I was just sort of like doing the quick one-time listen for releases list.
That's why I don't listen to it one time.
Really didn't do it justice. I mean, sometimes there's just not enough time to do so, but
that's why I start the release list like a week before.
Like a lot of the solo tracks as well as Sonatine or Sonatine or however the hell you pronounce that.
Sonatine.
I think Sonatine
Ovaltine.
is Ovaltine. Yep, chocolate milk. But that's basically the last of it. Is just. Or I guess Luna as a whole, because Luna 1/3 came first, and I was like, I'm really not impressed by Luna. Like, you can go back and be like, hear me saying like I'm really worried about Luna because if they don't pull anything out that's unique, they're gonna crash and burn. And I'm glad they did.
Little did we know how they'd end up like right now.
I think the problem with that was like you said, we were listening to it during releases, which you're listening to 150 songs back then in a row. And it's just like if it's not instantaneously like really catchy or really unique, you're just like you ignore it pretty much. And then also the other problem I think is the most unique ones from 1/3 were in 2016 before we started the podcast. So we didn't actually get to go listen to them. Like we didn't hear Vivid or that stuff.
So I guess that's basically all the things that I had on my list. So
right off the bat, I was pretty surprised by I guess like the style she went with, because it's very it's like very like European like EDM style, which I definitely wasn't expecting. I was expecting more of a like I guess SNSD.